August 31st, 1997. The world wakes up to news that stops time. Diana, Princess of Wales, is dead. The Queen of Hearts, a style icon, a champion of the oppressed, and one of the planet's most beloved and photographed figures, had died in a tragic car accident in a Paris tunnel. The sadness was universal. Millions of people mourned the loss of a woman who had transformed the image of the British royal family and become a symbol of empathy. But while the world was trying to process the pain, an unsettling question began to circulate. Was it really an accident? Or was something darker hiding behind her death? For many, the idea that Diana's death was a simple coincidence was unacceptable. And in that deep collective wound, one of the biggest and most persistent conspiracy theories in modern history was born. Today, we will explore the official version, the cracks that gave life to the doubts, and the accusations that pointed to the highest levels of royalty. Join me as we immerse ourselves in the tragedy that refuses to be forgotten. To understand the controversy, we must first review the facts of that night, according to the official investigations in France and Great Britain. Diana and her partner, Dodi Fayed, were spending the summer in the south of France and had arrived in Paris. After a dinner at the Ritz Hotel, owned by Dodi's family, they decided to leave the hotel at high speed to evade the press. Behind the wheel was Henri Paul, the hotel's head of security. Beside him, Dodi's bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones. In the back seat, Diana and Dodi. They sped off to lose the photographers who were chasing them on motorcycles. But upon entering the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, tragedy occurred. At a speed exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, the limit was 50 kilometers per hour, the car crashed into a pillar. The impact was so violent that Dodi and Henri Paul died instantly. Diana was pulled from the vehicle alive, but passed away hours later at the hospital. The only survivor was the bodyguard, who suffered serious injuries but survived the accident. Official investigations concluded that the cause of the accident was a combination of factors. Excessive speed. The car was traveling at more than twice the legal speed limit. Drunk driver. Henri Paul's blood tests showed a blood alcohol level 3 times the French legal limit. Seatbelts. Investigations determined that neither Dodi nor Diana was wearing a seatbelt, which increased the fatality of the impact. The official conclusion was that it was a tragic accident caused by the driver and the recklessness of the chase. The cases were closed, and the world was asked to accept that sometimes tragedies simply happen. But doubts were quick to manifest. The person who most fiercely rejected the official version was Mohamed Al-Fayed, Dodi's father. For him, what happened was not an accident, but a murder orchestrated by the British royal family. Al-Fayed alleged that the royals could not accept the mother of the future king marrying a Muslim. The plot, according to him, was the only explanation, and over the years, his theory solidified into a complex narrative that captured the imagination of millions. The main points of the conspiracy are the motive of marriage and pregnancy. Al-Fayed claimed that Diana and Dodi were engaged and that Diana was pregnant. For the monarchy, an heir to the throne with a Muslim stepfather was unacceptable. MI6 involvement. the British Intelligence Service, MI6, was accused of having carried out the plan under the orders of Prince Philip. They allegedly used a blinding light flash in the tunnel to cause the accident and thus get rid of the couple. Manipulation of evidence. Al-Fayed and other theorists claimed that Henri Paul's blood samples were altered to make it seem like he was drunk, and that evidence of Diana's engagement and pregnancy was hidden. The death of witnesses. It was pointed out that several important witnesses to the accident died in mysterious circumstances before they could testify. Although Al-Fayed's accusations were public and persistent, they were based primarily on speculation and not on solid evidence. However, his pain and insistence resonated with a society that often distrusts institutions. The investigations were reopened on multiple occasions to analyze each of these claims. In 2004, after years of pressure, a long forensic investigation in the United Kingdom, known as Operation Paget, exhaustively examined each of the conspiracy theories. The report, published in 2006, was a massive attempt to address all public doubts. Here are some of the key findings from the investigation. The pregnancy. Medical and forensic tests found no evidence that Diana was pregnant at the time of her death. The marriage. Although Diana and Dodi had a relationship, there were no firm plans for marriage. Diana's family and close friends denied there was an engagement. The flash of light. Testimonies about the flash were investigated, but no evidence was found that a device to blind the driver was used. Investigators suggested it may have been a flash from a camera or the reflection of a light. MI6. The investigation determined that there was no evidence to suggest that the British Secret Services were involved in Diana's death. The driver. The investigation confirmed the findings of the French investigation. Henri Paul was drunk and traveling at an excessive speed. After a 6-year investigation, the jury's final verdict in 2008 was conclusive. It was an unlawful killing caused by the negligence of Henri Paul and the conduct of the paparazzi. The Operation Paget report dismantled most, but not all, of the conspiracy theories. Despite the official answers, a portion of the public still believes there was a plot. The death of such an iconic figure and the image of a vulnerable princess fighting against a powerful institution is a narrative that resonates deeply. The conspiracy theory offers a more satisfying and coherent story than the painful and unsatisfying idea of an absurd accident. Diana's death was not only a tragedy, but it was also a moment that changed the way we view royalty and the media. It showed us the power of myths, even when they have no evidence to back them up. It left us with the question of whether institutions are truly there to protect us, or if sometimes they lie to us. At the intersection of fame, power, skepticism, and tragedy, the story of Diana, Princess of Wales, lives on, and the mystery of her death has become as important a part of her legacy as her life itself. What do you think? Do you believe the official version is the complete truth, or that there is a real plot behind the death of Princess Diana? I'll read your comment.